Hey, what's up there, guys? This is Cob, and welcome to another video talking about Destruction Warlocks in WoW Legion. Now, before anybody asks, before anybody wonders, Destruction Warlocks still are not playable on the Legion Alpha. It's getting annoying now, isn't it? Holy shit, man. I think that we are one of the few specs that is still unplayable, so kinda sucks, but we can still look at the talents as they get updated and stuff like that. As you can see, we're going to be looking at the normal talents here to start off with. Only one or two things to look at here. A lot of changes, though, to the PvP talents. So we're going to look at both. So first of all, you might be upset about life already if you're a budding Destro Lock. I know that I certainly am. Look at this shit. Why is Backdraft there? Why is Backdraft now a fucking talent, right? This talent here used to be, adds an additional 3 seconds of duration onto our Backdraft buff. Now, we don't get that. In fact, it's taken a huge step back. And now we have to spec into something. It's the same old shit of we have to spec into something that we've had, you know, as a baseline spell forever, basically. Sort of fucking sucks. So now not only do we have to spec into Demonic Circle if we want that shit, but you also have to spec into Backdraft. And we have to choose between Shadowburn and Backdraft, so that's a whole other level of suckage, you know? Oh man, I'm not that happy about it. I mean, I'm assuming that Shadowburn here, the tooltip's barely even fitting in the recording region, but fuck it. I'm assuming that Shadowburn is going to be the go-to talent between these two. Yeah. Fuck it, man. Fuck Backdraft. They want to take away Backdraft, they can have it, man. We don't need it. So that's actually it then for the normal talents. Only bad news here, but you know what? The PvP talents, shit gets a little bit better, so let's just swap over to those. Alright, boom, now we have open the PvP talents. I've got to open like my old video to look at these, because there are a lot of changes. A lot of stuff has just been rearranged. There's certain fucking talents like... Some of them have just been removed completely. For example, down at the bottom of the old PvP talents, we had a spell called Improved Chaos Bolt, remember? And all that did was basically reduce the cast time of Chaos Bolt by 0.5 seconds, I think it was. That's been removed, as you can see, a little bit further down. But let's just work our way down, and as we run into changes, we'll talk about them a little bit. Alright, so the first change actually comes in here at number 4. A lot of us were talking about how we were going to lose Nether Ward. Or how we lost Nether Ward, rather, in Walls of Draenor. It was just one of them annoying little things, you know, we lost our ability to negate any kind of spell damage. Well, this talent right here is actually replacing Improved Health Funnel, which was a shit talent that no one was ever going to use in It's a PvP talent, really. Why the hell did they even put that on in the first place, you know? I mean, I can only assume that Improved Health Funnel, you know, was like a placeholder talent while I worked on this shit. This is a lot better, look at this. Surrounds the caster with a shield that lasts 5 seconds. Nice. It used to absorb damage. What does it do now? Oh my... Oh, it reflects all harmful spells cast on you. Isn't that awesome? I really like that. I mean, it's not quite the passive proc that it used to be, you know, back in TBC with like a... Was it like a 10-second internal cooldown or something? That shit was fucking broken OP. But this is actually really good as well. Will it compete with the other talents? Because, oh my god, moving along... We no longer have the... I've got them up on my other screen. We no longer have the Improved Healthstone, boring-ass shit talent. We've got fucking Spellstone, guys. Look at this. When you use a Healthstone... When you use a Healthstone... I don't like that. I don't like how it starts. It also dispels all harmful magic and disease... Oh, magic, diseases, and poisons. Now, because you have to use a Healthstone to trigger this effect... I'm not sure if this means that it's usable, you know, while stunned in a deep freeze, for example. Do mages still even have deep freeze? I'm going to go ahead and assume that they do. I really have no idea, do I? But I'm just going to go ahead and assume that you can't use this. You can't use your Healthstone to dispel magic, you know, if you're stuck in a polymorph or a fear or something like that. Just because you typically can't use any item that isn't a PvP trinket. You know, while you're caught up in a CC like that. And I mean, as much as I love to see the spell come back, as cool as it is, you know, even like the old school Spellstone icon, bit of a nostalgia, like the tug in the nostalgia strings, you know what I mean? It's still such a massive shame that this isn't a separate thing to Healthstone. I don't want to have to use my Healthstone. Don't forget, we don't even have Ember Taps anymore. In Legion. We don't have Blood Horror. We have to spec in our teleport. We're losing a lot of these little survival cooldowns as Destro, and we're losing virtually all of our self-healing. I'm of the mindset that Healthstone might end up being quite important, you know? And if we're just using it to break CC, and it's a little bit of a trade-off. I would have liked to have seen Spellstone be, a completely separate entity. You create a Spellstone like the old days in your bag, and you kind of use that as a separate item. But even still, all in all, I'm glad to see this thing back. I'm not sure if this will be played over Netherward. Netherward is really, really fucking good. You just gotta imagine, like, you're seeing a mage get, like, a trinket proc, and you just pop Netherward at the same time as he deep freezes or something, like... That's so good, that's so good. Or even, like, an Affliction Warlock. You see an Affliction Warlock winding up a fucking haunt or some shit. Blam! Just reflect that crap. That's so fucking nice, man. I really like that. Demon Skin, I think that... Yeah, we already covered Demon Skin. That's not even new. Just increases the healing bonus and blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, the Incineration talent has just been moved from the right-hand side of the tree to the left. They didn't delete it from the game. It sucks. Incinerate refreshes the duration of Immolate. I was hoping that this would be one of the talents that was just axed and was maybe just a placeholder. But no, it's still here in all of its suckage. Next one with a major change, Fell Fissure. Chaos Bolt creates an eruption of fell fire at the target location, dealing shadow damage every 1 second. We don't know how much damage this deals yet. But it essentially deals like a bonus dot damage, right? Yeah, for 10 seconds. And reducing all healing received by enemies, though, by 50% for 10 seconds to all enemies within 5 yards of the initial target. I think that the reduced healing is new. I think that that's new. But also, this used to apply to Conflagrate. Now it's Chaos Bolt. Now we have to get off a Chaos Bolt to benefit from the Fell Fissure talent. Now, I would have sort of preferred it still to be Conflagrate that creates an eruption of Fell Fire at the target location and all the rest of it. Rather than Chaos Bolt, this is easy to get off. You can kind of be spamming Conflag all the time. It's just an extra dot that you could actually maintain. And with 2 charges of Conflag, as long as you space them out correctly, you could always have this 10-second Fell Fissure dot on them, That could have been really, really cool. But then again, the reduced healing received by 50%, the Mortal Strike debuff, essentially, that would have been too OP to have alongside Conflag. But that's fine. I still would have rather that this was Conflagrate, and they just take away the minus healing. I guess that this is probably a little bit stronger, especially in things like Arena, where focusing down one target with the minus healing. That's going to be really, really good. I think that this is an obvious pick now on this tier of talents. I think that you just have to go for this. Like I said, the minus healing, especially in competitive settings, this has got to be the fucking go-to talent, man. This is just so, so good. Move along though, we do have Soul Shatter. This is a new talent as well. Instantly clears all of your damage over time effects on enemies within 50 yards. Instantly clears Immolate. Basically dealing 1% of their total health in shadow damage. Now 1% is probably a placeholder. It might deal, it might fucking deal 20, 30, 50k damage or something per dot, I'm assuming it'll be scaled differently, for Affliction and Destro and stuff like that. Anyway, deals a little bit of damage when you use this, consumes the Immolates, and restores 5 soul shards per enemy. So basically you're in a 3v3 arena. Your priority usually isn't spamming out a load of Immolates, but now that we gain soul shards through Immolate ticks and Immolate crits and things like that, maybe we'll be spamming out a lot more Immolates as Destro. And if that's the case, and we're dotting everything and we're struggling to get our hands on Embers, even though Conflagrate, I think, still generates us a Burning Ember, that still seems really, really good to me. I can't see this talent being used. 60-second cooldown to generate 5 soul shards per enemy. I don't know. It depends how good Shadowburn is. That's essentially what it comes down to. We've got Shadowburn on our normal talents tier. It appears right now anyway to have no cooldown. That'll probably change. And it's no longer an execute, It's just like a gigantic... It's almost like half an instant Chaos Bolt. At least that's what I'm speculating, It's going to be really, really powerful and shit like that. In which case, maybe this talent could be used. Maybe it'll be really, really cool to get our hands on, 5 soul shards again. Really, really quickly. Not have to wait, for Conflagrate charges. Or any of the rest of it. And we can just kind of pop this and just go ham with Shadowbands. But honestly, I don't think it's going to work like that. I think that Shadowband's going to have like a 15-second cooldown. Or something by the time it goes live. And therefore, getting 5 soul shards instantly, what would be the point, What would be the point? Unless you're going to go like a Chaos Bolt spamming build with like full haste and shit, then fair enough, that could work out. But all in all, I think that Fell Fissure is probably looking like the slightly better talent. And on the bottom tier here, the only talent that has stayed the same is Bane of Havoc. It curses the ground with Demonic Bane, causing all your single target spells to also strike targets marked with the Bane. Last 10 seconds. blah, blah, blah. Just moving across, I suppose, starting from this side. Burning Legion, this is the one that's replaced Improved Chaos Bolt, which was the reduced 0.5 second cast time on Chaos Bolt, which I actually thought was pretty good. Boring, but pretty good. This one right here, the summon of your Infernal, the cooldown of Summon Infernal, rather, is reduced by 2 minutes, but the duration is reduced by a lot of time. 10,000 seconds. That would mean that your Infernal actually goes back in time from the moment that you summon it. Obviously, that's just a placeholder. In addition, the Summon Infernal can now be used in Arena. It should be able to be used in Arena anyway, because it's only a 3-minute cooldown. You know? So it's strange that they added in that part of the tooltip. It's only a 3-minute cooldown right now on the alpha. So you go into this, you basically have a 1-minute cooldown Shadow Fury. At least it's instant cast, right? Our fucking Shadow Fury on the main talent tree is still 1.5 second cast, which just blows my mind. But I sort of like this talent. I think that if Shadow Fury was actually instant cast on the main tree, I might even consider going for this, because for the longest time now, the Infernal Stun and the Shadow Fury stuns haven't shared DR for some reason. It's just been one of them things that we just sort of took advantage of all this time. But I'm not so sure about this. It's really good. It's really, really good. But Firestone, boys, oh man, it's not just Spellstone that's coming back, you know. We got Firestone coming back as well. Fucking awesome. Can we read the full tooltip without it going off screen? Yeah, we can. Restores 2 soul shards and increases your spell crit by 100% for 7 seconds. For 7 seconds. It gives us this fucking crazy awesome best window. And it's only a 45-second cooldown. It's only a 45-second cooldown. So we can be spamming this. See, this is... Why would you go into Soul Shatter up here? 60-second cooldown to regen 5 soul shards. It's not bad, it's not bad, but you could just go into Fell Fisher and then spec Firestone, you know? Why wouldn't you just do that? Why wouldn't you just do that? I can't see any reason as to why you wouldn't just go for this stronger, you know, actual combat talent, and then go Firestone as the, oh shit, I need embers right now button, because it also lets you burst as well. I don't know, to me, Firestone is looking really, really good. Firestone's looking really, really good. I mean, you can pop this alongside, fuck, what was the name of it? Can I just tap back into these? I can. If you, like, spec into Mana Tap as well, consumes 40% of current mana to grant 15% increased damage for 20 seconds. You pop that shit, and you pop Firestone at the same time, and like a Swafty macro, you know? Fucking awesome. That could be really, really good. So all in all, actually, just to spec this out, I'm guessing it's going to be something along the lines of Gladiator's Medallion, I mean, potentially, you could go Relentless, but let's just go Gladiator's Medallion for now. Luna, get off the desk. She's snuffling around the goddamn plates. I know I'm scruffy, I need to take them down, alright. Good damn it. Mind Quickness increases haste by 15%. Fucking sick. Curse of Fragility reduces the target's max health by 20% for 10 seconds. Notice how the cooldown actually matches that of Firestone. So every time you pop Firestone for this increased crit, you can also Fragility somebody, frag somebody. You know, that's fucking awesome. Down here, I think I'd probably go Nether Ward over Spellstone. It's really, really close, and if you can use Spellstone while CC'd with Deep Freezes and shit like that, then I might end up going Spellstone, but honestly, Nether Ward is extremely fucking good as well. And I just like having, you know, more buttons to press, and this kind of utility really, really appeals to me, I guess. This tier, Fell Fisher, almost no contest. Soul Shatter, honestly, you could consider Soul Shatter, but when you go Firestone down here, why would you ever go Soul Shatter, you know? So I'm going to say a Firestone. Alternatively, you could go like Soul Shatter, Burning Legion. I mean, there's a lot of specs that you could tinker with here, but this is the one that I think, you know, is generally going to be the way to go. So there you have it, boys. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. It's always interesting to hear your guys' feedback. I mean, this video, it feels strange. I usually like to summarize whether I'm happy or not with the changes overall. I think that Backdraft being made a talent and us having to spec into Backdraft, choose between Backdraft. In fact, Backdraft might as well just be removed from the game now, because if my calculations are correct, we're just going to be using Shadowban on the main tree of talents, you know? We're just going to be using Shadowban. So why would we ever go into Backdraft? Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know. We still don't get to play the spec yet. We still don't really get to theorize this kind of stuff, and or rather, you know, put this stuff into practice and see how it actually works. But honestly, they might as well have just removed Backdraft from the game, is what I want to say, because Shadowban is just going to be the go-to talent as long as they scale the damage correctly. But all in all, honestly, the PvP talents, I'd like to say I'm really, really happy with how these things are shaping up. Like I say, you know, improved Chaos Bolt further down the tree. That was really, really boring. I like what they're doing with this last tier. We've actually got some fucking real options here. Still not sure about Bane of Havoc. Maybe RBG, that could be sick. I don't know, man. Again, it's one of those things that we're just going to have to test out. But I like how things are shaping up. Incineration still has to go. Incinerate refreshing the duration of Immolate. That shit still has to go. That's just a fucking waste of time. Worst PvP talent, EU. It would also be... I mean, it would also be nice to see Mind Quickness have some more competition here, because I think that this 15% haste is just a clear-cut winner. Next to Initiation, crit chance increase 30% on targets above 80% health. That's so meh. It's just incredible. I really think that this is one of the most terrible talents. And Train of Thought is equally really, really bad. Damage increased by 15%, being attacked will cancel its effect. Does that mean that an Affilock applies corruption on you? Or Agony? And that's it. This talent is just muted. Like, that's so fucking terrible. Mind Quickness just seems really, really... like the standout winner on this tier as well. Adaptation I also think sucks, but I don't know. There's always going to be some talents that suck, I guess. For the most part, I'm just pretty happy with how these PvP talents are turning out. So, thanks for watching, guys. Again, love to hear your thoughts. But for now, fucking have an awesome day, everybody. Jeez, come on by, and we'll catch all of you guys just a tad bit later. Whoa! Nice dodge, man. Fucking hell. Get him out, goddamn.